You are listening to the B.I.G Show with your hosts, Calvin and Garland. The B.I.G Show is a weekly breakdown of the sports world from a fan's perspective. Here are your hosts, Calvin and Garland.
It is the big show.
Gobble, gobble.
And we are back. We are back on a Wednesday.
Gobble,
We
gobble.
like to do the weekdays now. We are live on YouTube, and you can catch us on all the podcast platforms. And if you have Spotify, you'll be able to see us while you're listening to the Spotify podcast. So how you doing, Garland? What's going on?
Gobble, gobble. I just had a probably one of my last Thanksgiving leftover plates right before we jumped on here to broadcast. And so we hosted dinner here on Thursday. And so that's why I wasn't able to record last Wednesday because, Black people, we cleaning the house all the way up to the moment that people get here. So, so it was a lot of stuff to move, chairs, tables, this, that, the other, rearranging rooms, all that other stuff, running to get this, wife trying to prepare that. And so, I was like, I know Wednesday, I'm probably going to be dead to rights. I'm glad I worked from home Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, half a day Wednesday, because I wouldn't have been able to get it done any other way. And so shout out to my wife, my sister, others that prepared food. We had a good time. We had 21 people here in my house. And so, that's a lot of people. And so my wife did a lot of the food preparation as well as my sister and my cousins, they contributed as well. And so, it was a good time. It was just great to be together. We try to do an every other year large family thing. And so on the off years, it's just a smaller family. I have an older sister. She has several kids. And so on the off years, it's just, us together as a family unit for dinner. And then on the on year, it's my uncle, my cousins, the larger family, their kids, and all of those things. And so my mom and my aunt, her sister, who was her older sister, they both gone on to glory and all. And so we're just still trying to carry on the tradition, the foundation that they gave us. And so I know they were pleased. And so Aunt Kat and Mom, I know you were looking down from heaven, but we had a great time. What about yourself? I saw them crabs. Calvin has a new name, by the way, listening audience. Club Level Cal. That's his new CLC. And so, you heard of CMC, Christian McCaffrey. We got Club Level Cal, CLC. And so Club Level Cal had about 10 bushels of steamed crabs on the table talking about we about to do Maryland style Thanksgiving. So how was that, Cal?
First of all, let me get back to you. So you had 21 people on there. Yeah. I wonder how many frequent flyer miles they had to rack up to get out there, because y'all know Garland live all the way out.
That is the running family joke that people got to get their easy passes up. They got to get their tolls up. They're talking about they going to New Jersey, they going to Boston, they going to Maine. My cousin, I got one cousin that's outside of Columbia. My other cousin's in D.C. My uncle is in Green Spring Valley. They didn't have to go far.
Yes, they did. Yes,
no, they didn't. No,
Garland tried. And then Garland probably live in one of them areas in Harford County. Once you get into Harford County, then you got to get into Harford County.
I'm easy. I'm right off of 95, and so it's not hard to get to me. And I'm right near 40, and I'm right near 95. I'm right on that 95-40 corridor, and so it's easy to get to.
Mm-hmm. I bet it is, but getting into that gated community ain't probably that easy.
No gated community.
Hills.
No gated community. But anyway, man, what was up with them 10 bushels you had, CLC?
I will say it wasn't 10 bushels, but it was more than I expected. I went to this crab place I tried for the first time because I heard it was good reviews. Well, they don't sponsor, so I ain't giving them no shout out.
Okay, all right, no shout outs.
Heard it was a good review, had good reviews on it, and I went, and the people were real nice. I ordered a few dozen because it was about to be 6 of us, and because it was the day before Thanksgiving, The lady was like, "Listen, I gotta get rid of these crabs." So she just threw in.
Wow.
She doubled my
Your
couple
order.
dozen. Yeah,
Wow.
she doubled it just because she was like, I'm not gonna carry these. I'm not open Thanksgiving. I'm
Right.
not gonna have room for them on
Yeah. People
Friday
probably
when
not
people
gonna be
come
coming
in.
Friday or
Yeah.
Saturday
So
to eat. Yeah. Hmm.
so she just so that's why you saw that big box, and we were, as long as people eat Thanksgiving food, we were eating crabs just as long. Like we
Okay.
just
Okay.
whatever, the
I
kids
mean,
came over and got a few each day, and just we had quite a bit
so
of
did y'all have turkey and ham like the usual things to go along with it, or y'all was just straight crabs?
So what we usually do is, and we did it this year, so we just, the crabs is the main course, and somebody might make some turkey wings or something like that, but my mother and my wife will make the sides, so we'll still have the collard greens, macaroni and cheese, sweet potatoes, all of that, mashed potatoes, but just as the main course. Any other meat, like we don't do a ham, we definitely don't do a
Okay.
big turkey, but
Okay.
maybe some turkey wings.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
So yeah, and
Fantastic.
and the crabs were amazing. Let me.
Okay.
So when I
Okay.
talked to her, I might have to go back to her and be
Yeah.
like, "Listen, I'm talking about some sponsorship."
Yeah.
The
What's your
crabs
sponsor
were
my show? You know.
the crabs were heavy,
Mm-hmm.
meaty, and extremely good. They were seasoned well. By the way,
Okay.
people get it twisted nowadays, but Old Bay is not the choice of the steamed
Yeah.
crab.
It's yeah. It's
It's J&O.
like a rock salt or something like that.
It's J&O. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
J&O seasoning. So
Mm-hmm.
most of these places you go to now, J&O, Old Bay is just the tradition that you'll hear, and
Right.
people when they steam them at home may use Old Bay, but even more people are going to the J&O spice. That seems
Okay.
to be the better
Look
one.
at them, CLC. You know, I like the J and O spice on mine. You know, I don't do Obey. Obey's passe, people. You know, Obey's passe. I
You
only
so
do the J and
wrong.
O.
You
You
so
know,
wrong.
you
Yeah,
know.
I'm talking about no shout outs, and I'm talking about J&O, and they ain't sponsoring us.
Right.
Man, fuck J&O too. Anyway, what we got going on today, Garland?
Oh my God! So Major League Baseball and NBA, they really are trying to come up with some ideas for their All Star games, and well, at least NBA is, but the Major League Baseball, they're proposing a crazy rule that we're going to get into. It's called the Golden Bat Rule. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Uh, Also, over Thanksgiving weekend, we saw a lot of flag planting and a lot of swings going on in college football and people storming the field. And we're going to talk about is flag planning right? Should we do that? Should you allow teams to do that? But let's go ahead and jump into some NFL, and we're going to also talk about some Ravens. And so the Bears, they fired Matt Eberflus last week after a devastating loss to the Lions on Thanksgiving Day. Eberflus was 14-32 in 3 seasons as the Bears head coach. This season, with the number one pick in the draft, our quarterback Caleb Williams, and added offensive weapons during the offseason, the Bears, they did start off good. They were 4-2 in the first 6 games, and then they proceeded to lose the next 6 straight. And so Thomas Brown, who was the offensive coordinator for the team, he's going to serve as the interim head coach. They fired the original offensive coordinator, so Thomas Brown was doing that. He was promoted, and now he's going to be the interim head coach for the remainder of the season, a brother. And so, is the Bears' job a desirable job? Who's going to take that job?
I mean, it's not a bad job. You got a second year quarterback who's actually, if you watch their last game with Thomas Brown being the interim head coach, they actually didn't do very bad. And
Sure.
in the 2 games that he's been with, because he was offensive coordinator, in the 2 games that he's been with Caleb, Caleb has marketably improved. Call it experience, call it a different scheme, whatever it is, he's looking good. I don't think it's a bad job. I mean, you got a young quarterback. That's what you build your franchise around. You got a couple receivers. Keenan Allen is kind of old, but you still got DJ Moore out
Right.
there.
You got
Colton Met isn't a
Ozune,
bad. You got
the rookie,
what is it?
Romo Zune.
Rono Zune, however you say his
Mm,
name. But it's not bad. The
yeah.
defense isn't
They
the
had a good running
worst
back too.
defense
Yeah.
in the
Hmm.
NFL.
Yeah.
They got Swift.
Swift. Yeah.
It's not the worst defense in the NFL. I don't think it's a bad job. I think it's a desirable job.
Yeah, I just have hate for the Bears because I always tell the story of my roommate in college in the '85 Bears. But I love Walter Payton. But yeah, it's a decent job. I mean, I just think they've got to. It was a brother who's the general manager, Ryan Poles, and the CEO is Kevin Warren. He was the commissioner for the Big Ten, also another black man. And so, I was very surprised when they hired Eberflus because the thought was maybe, there was this whole thing about we don't have enough black GMs, and maybe that would translate to hiring more black coaches, and it didn't with that hire. But maybe that opens up the mix. Maybe Thomas Brown can pull Antonio Pierce, or what he did last year. They go out in a blaze of glory, win these last 5 games, and then everybody gets excited, and then the organization makes the wrong move by hiring the interim coach when you got other good coaches out there. I'm sure the Raiders are regretting that right now, especially after the Black Friday game, where that was the dumbest decision to try to go for more yardage, kick the daggone field goal and win the game. I can see if you were going for a tie, but you were going for the win. Kick the field goal and get out of there. But nonetheless,
you don't want to give Mahomes the ball with any
you
time
don't.
left.
Yeah, with 3 seconds, it was 13 seconds. Calvin, what was Mahomes going to do something in 3 seconds?
You don't want to give Mahomes the ball with any
Calvin,
time
stop it.
left.
Ain't no daggone way Mahomes was going to go no daggone 70 yards in 3 seconds.
They have
They,
won the Chiefs have won most of their games when everybody said, "Ain't no way they should."
they,
I mean, come on.
They don't have Tyreek Hill anymore. When they had Tyreek Hill, that's what they used to do. He would just throw it up in the air, and Tyreek Hill would run under it and get it and do something. They don't have Tyreek Hill
Look
anymore.
at how they won the last game. They were not supposed to win the last game, but what happened? A bad snap where the
Big dumb,
quarterback
the
was.
big dumb coach, the big dumb coach. I want to get 2 more yards. God,
I'm just saying, man.
coaching malpractice, man. But they went with this guy,
I'm just saying,
all
man.
because he was making people fired up last year. But anyway, hopefully Thomas Brown gets a fair shot at the job. But I'm sure there'll be others in line for that job as well. They had a chance to get Harbaugh last season as well, but they passed on Harbaugh. They really should have let Eberflus go at the end of last year, seeing that they had the number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
Harbaugh has been a great quarterback mentor coming in, is from college to the pros. I think it would have been a great fit, but they opted to stay with Eberflus, and now they've had to let him go. So, best to him. I'm sure he'll be all right. Trevor Lawrence, he's been placed on IR. The Jaguars placed quarterback Trevor Lawrence on IR, likely ending his season after he was literally knocked out of Sunday's game versus the Texans after scrambling for a first down. Texans linebacker Aziz Al-Shire was suspended 3 games for the hit and repeated violations of player safety rules. The hit, what was your impressions of it? Because to me, it was really a bang bang. You got some people saying that um, Lawrence kind of slid a little late. He left himself open. You could definitely. It reminded me of that Joe Flacco hit that night they played the Dolphins on the Monday night. I think this was the first color rush game the Ravens ever had, and Flacco slid. And the linebacker just came and cleaned him out like straight shoulder and elbow right into the head. And it kind of looked like that hit. So what was your impressions of it? Do you think it was, something that's worthy of suspension, or one of those, hey, he was already moving, he can't stop and stuff like the Matrix?
So it's one of those that you're guilty by association. Like he has a history of doing some things that are not good for safety. So you're definitely going to get blamed for when it's your third time up. It looked bang bang, but Trevor Lawrence is the victim of that, the indirect victim of players like Mahomes and all Josh Allen, the ones that act like they're going to slide and they don't slide. Because what's the defender supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like if you don't tackle him, then he can get up and run. And by the time he committed to the tackle, Trevor Lawrence was already sliding, and you can't stop. This ain't the Matrix. You can't stop in midair
Right,
and redirect yourself.
right, right,
Now, does he just deserve the suspension? Yeah. I mean, you can't not suspend him. He
right,
has to be suspended for it. And then the fight afterwards, you definitely got to be suspended for it because now you're not showing any remorse. You know what I
right,
mean? So
right,
it's
right.
one of them. you got to be suspended. But I really think they need to do something about the fake slide rule. Like the quarterback has to slide within a certain amount of time, or you know what I mean. Like
Mm-hmm.
slide if you see the defender coming, you got to slide 5 yards away. You know what I mean. You can't wait to try to get those last couple yards. That's I I don't know if that's the way to stop it, but that seems like something that would help. It's a shame for Trevor Lawrence, and good thing that he got back up. He is
Yeah.
out on IR, but it's because of his AC joint, his shoulder
Okay.
joint. It's not because of the any
Not
kind of
because of the hit.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree with you. You can't stop in the midair and adjust yourself on these hits. It's a lot of this is bang bang. I think the fact that he's a repeated violator, from what the news is reporting, he's received several warnings. The
Hmm.
Texans organization have received warning from the league. He's been in fights. Other teams. He's carrying a reputation of a borderline dirty player, like a borderline perfect type of
Yeah, I was just
player.
about to say a new
Yeah,
Vontez
yeah,
Verdict, whatever his name.
Perfect,
Perfect.
Vontez Perfect, and so yeah, he's kind of like a baby Perfect, and um, I think throwing the shoulder and then he coming through with the elbow to the head definitely just didn't do any favors at all. And the organization has taken a very uh, supportive stance of him in terms of they believe that it's excessive in 3 games is excessive. They hey, he's never been suspended XYZ, but yeah, I agree with you. The league had to do something. He is appealing. More than likely, it's going to go down to a game, 2 games. I doubt if it'd be the total 3.
We need the 3 games because that third game is the Ravens game, so we need the
I,
3 games.
I mean, I'm with it, but I mean, he's going to appeal it, and they're gonna go down to 2. And
Well, I don't
he'll
know. He
because he
already
gets to play under appeal, but they on a bye this week, and so
no,
you
he
never know.
already appealed. He appealed, and they upheld it today.
They did okay. I didn't know they
Yeah,
came back that fast.
yeah.
When I watched ESPN before the thing, I didn't know they already came up with the
I'm almost certain that's what I literally that's what I was just watching. I'm
okay,
almost certain. I'll
okay.
check and see, but
I was like, it's all right. If you say so, CLC, then it is so. And so, you know, yeah,
yeah.
3 game ban upheld by the NFL. You're correct, sir.
So
See, club level Cal. He knows.
see,
He's an insider. He's an insider. He probably talked to Schefter before he said that. So he's just being modest.
so wrong.
yeah. So he'll miss the Ravens game. He'll miss Beyonce in the halftime show. Man, speaking about the Ravens, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Baltimore. This you would think we lost another AFC championship game after this past Sunday. And so the Ravens, they head into the bye week, excuse me, with an 8-5 record, which places them second in the AFC North behind the division leading Steelers, and currently as the 6th seed in the AFC playoff picture. Now, 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Football in the third Harbaugh Bowl, the Ravens, they beat the Chargers in LA 30-23. It really wasn't even that close. Lamar threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for 1. King Henry, he ran for 140 yards, and the defense played well, giving up just a trash TD with under 2 minutes left in the game. Now, on this past Sunday, the Ravens blew a chance to keep pace with the Steelers by losing to the Eagles, winners of 8 straight, 24-19. Lamar threw for 237 and 2 TDs, but he missed on several throws in the game, missed a couple wide open people in those first couple drives that maybe could have put more points on the board. Henry, he ran for 82 yards, but he was held in check by the Eagles defense most of the game. Now, the biggest story coming out of the game was our boy Justin Tucker and his kicking woes. Tuck, he missed an extra point and 2 field goals, leaving a combined 7 points on the field. Now, during our last broadcast, we discussed if there should be a kicking competition next season. I think we both agreed that probably it should be. But Calvin, should there be one during the bye week? Because a lot of people feeling they can't wait till next season. So, should they be bringing in kickers this week? Now, Harbaugh said he's not against bringing in kickers to audition, but what's your thoughts?
So first of all, I need an apology. And I tell the
Apology
crew
for
that I
what?
need an apology all the time because when I first said In that Raiders game that they lost, when I first said Justin started mixing kicks last week and he lost last year and he lost this game for it, they was all, especially Gall, they was all like, "Oh, you got to go with your guy.
You gotta
You
go with
can't.
the person who
Y'all
brought you
ready?
to the dance.
Y'all ready? You ready to get rid of him? This and that. Y'all were on my ass. Here we are at week 13, and y'all like, yeah, man. Justin ain't really doing like he should be doing. Justin Tucker has okay, because it's a team sport. I can't say single-handedly, but
Yeah.
Justin Tucker has contributed majorly to 3 losses: the Raiders, which we should have never lost that game; the Steelers, which we should have won that game; and the Eagles, where we should have been a lot more competitive and made it a game.
You give him the tag for the Eagles game?
How many did they lose by?
24-19. So they lost by 6,
5.
5. Oh yeah,
How
you're
many?
right.
How many?
He left 7 on the field.
He left 7 on the field. I mean, it don't, the math. You know how people say the math ain't mathing?
The
This
math.
math is mathing. This math is mathing. So I'm giving him 3 losses that he was a major contributor to. Those 3 losses, the team without those 3 losses, the team is 11-2, first place in the AFC North, and fighting for first place in the AFC.
Yeah.
Only team they're behind would be the Kansas City Chiefs because
Yeah.
they beat the Bills, and that would be the only, they have that over the Bills. Yeah, man, it's time. Like, okay, let me put it like this, because
Cal,
let me help people.
Yeah, go ahead. Help us out, and then I want to give you my.
Let me
my
help
spiel.
people out real quick. If his name was Tustin Jucker, he'd have been released from the team by now.
Tustin Jucker.
But his name is Justin Tucker, so we feel some sort of loyalty to him. But
he's won the organization a lot of games.
He has. But when it's time, it's time. Sports loyalty
kicks.
is a lot different. It's a lot different than any other loyalty there is. Sports loyalty is like, we love what you've done for us, but we need you to continue to do it. And once you don't do it anymore, it's time to go. You're costing us games.
Well, they're stuck with him for the rest of the year, Calvin. They
Absolutely they are.
Yeah,
Absolutely
it's not. I mean, they can go out and audition some kickers, maybe put somebody on the practice squad, but then you chance of letting go someone you really want. I don't know if you want to take a practice squad slot for a kicker. I doubt if you want to do that. And anybody that's out on the street, they're not as good as Tucker, even in this slump that he's in. And so, who they gonna go get? Matt Stover.
So
Adam Vinatieri.
I'll agree with you that they're not as good as Tucker the player, but Tucker the 2024 version. The Chiefs are on their 3rd kicker now. They just put the guy Schrader on our.
Yeah,
they're going on their 3rd kicker.
But the Chiefs, they work in black magic, and so they work in the devil arts, and so whatever the Chiefs do.
Who else did it?
That's why they're red. That's why the uniforms are red.
The Commanders had to put their guy on injured list for.
Yeah. But he all of a sudden he turned up with the hip thing when he missed that field goal that could have won the game against the Cowboys, and all of a sudden his hip was hurting.
I mean,
how convenient.
Hip don't hurt. Justin hip don't hurt because it looked like.
Well, see, that's the thing that concerns me. See, all right, you do that. You put Justin on the IR. You bring in another kicker. Say he don't do what he's supposed to do. You gonna come back to me? And what I'm supposed to do now? I'm Justin Tucker. I'm like, oh no, y'all go ahead. Y'all put me on IR. Y'all brought in homie. No, y'all go ahead and y'all work with homie, because what am I supposed to do?
So how you gonna be mad at us because you was fucking up?
Like, hey, it don't make it still in the same. What that do for the man confidence? Okay. I done brought y'all through some big games. I done kicked 66 yarders. I done did some major work for y'all, winning y'all some games. And the minute that I start slipping a little bit, y'all push me right on out. Y'all bring in somebody. They don't do the job. Now you want to turn back to me and say, Tuck, we still love you. Come on out here and kick these field goals.
You started slipping last year.
He did.
You slipped in the Raiders game, and we didn't get rid of you. You slipped in the Steelers game and we didn't get rid of you. You slipped in this game,
Yeah,
left 7 points on the field, and you think we're making a rash decision?
yeah. That's
No.
the well, that's the crazy part. Well, see, they didn't do anything I mean, last year because they were scoring, and he didn't have basically had to win a whole bunch of games for them last year with this foot. It was okay, but yeah, I think the organization itself, maybe it was, hey man, he's still doing it. He's still, I think they really ignored it because, like you said, I think he mentally was messed up from the AFC game, AFC Championship game, where Pat Mahomes and Kelsey was bullying him. They took his little kicking thing and threw it across the field and kicked his balls across the field.
I
Pause.
mean,
And
he did miss. He did miss. Did he miss one or two in that Chiefs
I
game? That
don't
opening
know.
game.
I
He missed at
He
least one.
did.
I think he
He
missed
missed
two.
one. He missed one in that Chiefs opening game. He ain't been right since he was bullied by Mahomes and Kelsey. And so, you know, yeah. But yeah, they definitely. Okay, yeah, bring some people in audition, but for the most part, people get over it. They're not going to cut Justin Tucker this year.
No, they're not getting rid
They're
of him.
not going to. Yeah, if there's going to be a new kicker, it's going to be next year, and so we'll see.
He would literally have to come back to this Giants game
And
and
miss
lose
everything.
and miss everything again. He would
Yeah.
have to. He would
He
have
would
to
have to
do
miss
that.
everything.
Like I do think that it's at the point now where he cannot, and not that he can't miss again, but he cannot cost
Yeah.
points like he's been doing.
If he's got 3 kicks in the game, he's got to hit 2.
He's got to hit him. And let's be reasonable now. And that's the thing. We're being reasonable. They're not asking him to kick 60 yards. If they were asking him to kick 60, anything 55 and above, if he misses it, it's one of those, okay. But when you start getting inside of that 55, definitely inside of the 50, and definitely extra points, that's when we start looking at you sideways.
Right. Yeah, you can't miss extra points. You can't miss extra points. Now, talking about people being mad and not going on the field, it's being reported today that wide receiver Deontay Johnson, a midseason pickup, has been suspended by the Ravens for refusing to enter the Eagles game. This is effectively in his career with the Ravens. The Ravens, I think they traded a 6th or 7th round pick for him. He was with Carolina. I guess you could say he was the number 1 receiver there. Carolina traded him here. It was kind of one of those midseason pickups before the trade deadline, and so. But he's only caught 1 pass for 6 yards since he's been here.
Yeah, I mean, fuck Deontay Johnson. Yeah, let me explain something.
Come on now.
The Ravens. Let me tell you how loyal the Ravens are. This is how loyal the Ravens are. This is how the Ravens protect their players. Justin Tucker fucked up that game. Deontay Johnson didn't want to go through that game, and the talk now is, he's being suspended. Do you know whether he also needs to go for that Eagles game?
Lamar
Jackson, but ain't nobody talking about him.
Lamar didn't play well.
Lamar did not play well at all. You mentioned the passes he missed. There were running lanes he didn't take. The man said his mama called him and said you didn't run the ball.
Yeah,
your mama can see.
Mama cussed him out. Mama like, what the blicky you doing?
The Ravens are so loyal and they protect their players. They've been protecting Justin as long as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Deontay, you see, they ain't had no comment. I mean, come on. Deontay ain't done nothing since he's gotten here. He's been here, 3-4 games now?
Yeah.
And they finally just had to do something because he was insubordinate. Like, you can't not go in the game. Especially, our little group chat, our little crew group chat, when Aguilar's out there dropping balls.
Where's Bateman?
Where's Bateman? His knee hurt. Then when we find that out, we like, well, why ain't Deontay Johnson in there? Like, he has great hands. Why isn't he in it? Now we know why. But the Ravens, they like to keep their business in house. But Lamar needs some hits for this. Jason, you like to get on Lamar. Why you not getting on Lamar now?
You know what? I'll say this though about that game. And this is a question I think, or something we should discuss as well. It might be time to make changes along that offensive line as well, particularly at both guard positions, because Jalen Carter and Davis, they just ate them alive. The reason why Lamar didn't have necessarily have a great game because he could not stand in the pocket and throw. He had to move. They couldn't run really because they wasn't blitzing a lot. Those the defensive tackles and ends were killing the line.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Now, I don't. I'm not going to say it's time to change the offensive line because overall, the season they haven't played bad.
Yeah. They played well. After the first couple games, they got
Yeah,
it together
yeah.
and all. But McCurry, he didn't have any illegal man downfield
I
penalties
was about to say they
this
cut the
game.
penalties down the
Cut
last
the
couple
penalties.
games.
But yeah, Falale and McCurry got ate up.
Yeah, yeah,
They got ate up.
it wasn't a good look. Lamar had the happy feet back there, which is
Yeah.
another reason why we're all like, why didn't he run? There were a couple times he saw the lane and took it, but he had more opportunities to run. And
Yeah.
use your legs, Lamar.
Yeah, they were just basically pushing Makari and Falale back into the backfield as soon as the ball was snapped. And and so he should have took off a little bit more. You will want to see him use his legs a little bit
Absolutely.
more in situations like that. Um, and so we'll see. I think this is a good time for a break. Although they had a Thursday night game and they had a mini bye, then I think this is the latest that they've had a bye. Because I'm trying to think when they played San Francisco. No, they didn't have a bye after the San Francisco game. I think their bye was before the San Francisco game, before the Christmas game last year. And so it's going to be a rough sledding. Although they come out the bye and they have the Giants, then they have 3 games in 10 days, and so that's going to be rough. Pittsburgh at home. Then they play the Texans
Christmas night.
Christmas night, and then they have the Browns directly after that. And so, they've got some tough sledding ahead, but this is why you pay the big money. And so let's do our power rankings real quick. My power rankings from the last time that we broadcasted really hasn't changed. I just flipped 1 or 2 of the teams. Number 5, I still have I have the Chiefs. I think I had them at 4 the last time that we gave our power rankings. The Chiefs, man, they practice in the black arts, man. That reminds me, and this is a side note. I'm gonna have to send it to you, Calvin. There's this article. I was watching this reel one day, and Eddie Murphy was on it with Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld has this show about comedians in cars or something. And so Eddie Murphy's talking about the time that he met Sammy Davis Jr. He said Sammy Davis was like, "Hey, babe, Eddie, do you believe in the devil?" And Eddie's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, babe. I mean, the devil is way more powerful than God, and the devil does X, Y, Z." And Eddie was like, "What the F you talking about?" And he said Sammy just stopped talking about it and then changed the subject. And so my curious mind was like, okay, I never heard this story before. So I Googled a little bit more about it. And there's an article that appeared in the Rolling Stone in this past August about Sammy Davis's connection to the Church of Satan. Sammy Davis was a priest in the Church of Satan, and he practiced Satanism. And so it was this whole thing about how Sammy got introduced while he was in Hollywood to the Church of Satanic practices and stuff, and how he really was into doing these, trying to conjure up spirits and stuff. So real crazy article is in the Rolling Stone August edition. And so talking about the black arts, I think Pat Mahomes might know Sammy Davis Jr., or at least Andy Reid does. And so I had them at number 5. Number 4, I had the Steelers. The Steelers, they're like getting better every week. Russ Wilson, he's getting better every week. They figured out how to use the fields. For I don't know why anybody is, if Justin Fields in the game, he's not throwing the ball. He's not throwing the ball. Why are you biting on Justin Fields? Justin Fields not throwing the ball. He's keeping the ball. Ignore the dive and go right to Justin Fields because he's not going to give it up. But nobody seemed to figure that out yet. But the Steelers, they look good. Everybody's beating up on the Bengals, so I don't know if that's good because we beat up on them 2 times too. At number 3, the Vikings. The Vikings, man, they keep finding ways to win games, man. Yeah, I still like the Vikings. They're 10-2. They keep winning games. They keep winning games, and no, they're not blowing people out offensively, but defensively, they're playing well, and they get the scores when they need them. At number two, I have the Bills. They dismantled the Niners. The Niners, this season's over up in the snow in Buffalo on Sunday night. Josh Allen, he's jumped back into the MVP race as the number one candidate, which is great because I'm tired of hearing about Lamar. I just want the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. I'm not worried about Lamar winning another MVP. So let him have it. But the Bills, they look very good. I can't believe this is a team that the Ravens manhandled back in October. And then at number one, I still have the Lions. Although they almost hiccup on Thanksgiving, they're still the team to beat.
I'm gonna go with yours,
Mhm.
but I got to take the Vikings out of the 3 spot, move up the Chiefs and the Steelers. I'm going to
Mhm.
move the Chiefs in front of the Steelers. I just
Okay.
something about the Chiefs, and then I'll put the Vikings at 5. So I'm going to
Okay.
go
All right.
Lions,
Oh,
Bills,
you're not being a homer
Chiefs.
today. You didn't put the Ravens in there.
They got Justin Tucker. The Ravens have
Okay.
Justin. I
Okay.
don't know if you know
They
that.
had Justin Tucker the last time, and you still put him at number five.
The Ravens had Justin. The Ravens have
They
Justin.
had Justin Tucker all season.
Yeah,
He's
but
been missing kicks all season.
yeah, but he ain't do as bad as he did this one. This one was just uh,
It was a great.
actually
I told you he made people at church curse when we were watching the Steelers game.
I'm incorrect. I'm sorry. That was not you because you like the Vikings, you made me throw the Vikings. I'm take the Vikings out of the number 5 spot.
Okay.
I'm dropping the Steelers down to 5,
Mm-hmm.
and in the number 4 spot, I'm putting the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Um,
How about the Eagles? Yeah, let's put them
yeah,
up
I'm
there.
putting the
Yeah. Okay.
Eagles
That's
in the 4th spot.
that's wise. I like that. I like the Eagles. If I were to take the Vikings out, I would put the Eagles there. Okay. So all right. I like that. All right. So let's keep on going. Uh, Week 13 picks. So at least we're going to do our Thursday night picks. Guess what, everyone? Calvin's been club level. Cal has been trafficking in some type of art as well because he's been hard on these picks, y'all. He been hard
Hell, the
on
kid.
these picks, and I just been like, I'm gonna take chances. I'm gonna do
Uh,
different things and stuff, and so I try to
excuses,
be a little bit flamboyant with my picks.
excuses.
And CLC, he really feels like he's back in the game. He's up one on me right now in terms of total picks, 130 to 129. He's
Mm,
ahead right now. So he's had a couple good weeks, y'all. He's beat me pretty much 3 consecutive weeks. He beat me this past week, 13. He had 13 correct picks. I only had 11 picks. A couple I came close on, like that Colts game versus the Patriots. The Patriots were winning, but the Colts came back and scored. Um, I picked the Titans just to be cute.
I
I
have
shouldn't
no
have done
idea
that.
why you picked the Titans over the Commanders.
I was just trying to be, I'm trying to be Nostradamus, Negro Damas. And I took the Titans and all. We both thought the Bengals were going to beat the Steelers, but we were fooled with that. And I took the Falcons, but I believe Kirk Cousins is really showing that he's washed. And so I don't
Yay,
think I'll be
Wash, you
taking
got
that.
me 2 points in fantasy.
Yeah, yeah. And guess who has Justin Tucker in fantasy?
You have Justin Tucker.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of him this week. Yeah, I had Justin Tucker as my kicker in fantasy. Yeah. I'm just like the Ravens. I'm like EDC and John Harbaugh. I've been holding on all season.
Man,
Yeah, crazy.
that sports loyalty will get you every time.
Mm-hmm. It gets you every time. And so, who you taking in the Thursday night, Calvin? It's
Ah,
Packers going to the D. What up, though? Detroit to take on the NFC North division leading Lions. The Packers just a game or two behind them.
mhm,
The NFC North is pretty thick. You got Packers,
mhm.
you got Lions, and oh my God, and the Vikings. And so you got. It looks like it's going to be kind of like what the AFC North was last year. You had 3 teams vying for playoff spots that made the playoffs from the AFC North last year. And so, who you taking in that Thursday night game?
Yeah, man, I've been thinking about this a while. Oof. The Lions have not been playing up to line standard the past couple games. They've won, of course, but
Mhm.
even last week they should have lost to the Bears last week. If
Shoulda, woulda,
Caleb and the
coulda.
boys know what the clock is,
Right.
use your timeout. Effectively got Eberflus fired. Use your
Pretty much.
timeouts.
They did.
Um, yeah, man. I really want to take the Packers in this game. Lions are playing. Lions can clinch a playoff spot with this win.
Mm-hmm.
With this win tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. They beat them already earlier this
Yeah,
season in Green Bay.
I
Blew them out.
really want to take the Packers in this game. Ugh. I don't think Romeo Dobbs is healthy and playing. Josh Jacobs is playing.
Man, hey, go with your first thought, man. Go with your first emotion.
Oh man,
Go with your first emotion. Usually your gut feeling is the feeling you should the people say you should go with.
yeah, I don't really have a gut feeling. I just want to take the Packers. I'm gonna go ahead and take Detroit. I'll
I
take
knew
over.
you was gonna do that. I'm
I
taking
really
Detroit
want
as
to take
well.
the Packers though.
No, you ain't gonna take
If the Packers
it.
win, I'm not taking them. But if the Packers win, I won't be surprised. I won't be
Okay.
surprised.
All right, so we both taking the Lions tomorrow night in that game, and we'll fill you in on our picks next week when we broadcast. So we usually send our picks in on Saturday or Sunday morning while I'm sitting in church listening to the preacher. I normally get my picks together then, and so I need to go back to God on these picks because I didn't let
Stop,
Calvin in.
stop cheating, y'all.
I
Stop
need to go back to
cheating.
God for my picks. I need to have a God week. I need to go back and have a God week where I got every pick correct. Let's not forget I did that, y'all. I had a God week where I got every pick. It was week 6. I called every game correctly, and
Justin
so
Tucker used to be the greatest kicker in the game, the highest percentage. He's no longer that. So stop living in the past. Stop
that's all
living in
I am. You hear him, God? You hear him, right? You hear him, right? All right. All right. All right. Let's talk a little college football, man. It was Thanksgiving weekend, which means it was rivalry weekend for most of the college football games that were happening over the weekend on Friday, Saturday. Ohio State, the big Ohio State versus Michigan game. And yeah, several other teams facing their in state rivals. And each of the winning teams in these games decided they want to plant a flag in the middle of the field to mark their victory, which of course led to several fights in the Michigan Ohio State game. The security came out with the mace and they maced a couple of the Michigan players. Got very nasty there. In North Carolina versus North Carolina State, they were throwing the flag. I think Arizona and Arizona State. They try to put a trident in the field. And so just about all these rivalry games, people were scrapping. Now, what do you think about this planting flag? Let's talk about that first. Planting a flag after you win a game. Personally, if you're doing that and you're the visiting team, get ready to fight. You're asking for a fight. Okay, you won the game. Great. You won. Take that victory and leave. You won. Just because you won does not mean you can violate me like that. That's like if Calvin, I won this football pick'em, and I came over to your house and try to holler at Katina. Now, just because I beat you, don't mean I can have Katina.
I don't know how that even came. What the
I was
hell?
thinking of an example. That's the only one I could come up with. I know that's near and dear to your heart. So yeah, just because I won the I pick them don't mean I can come into your house and disrespect you. Talking about Katina, what's up? You want to be with a winner? That's not right. They don't give me the right to do that. And so to me, they got college football has got to ban this. Look, you won. I think it's the Kendrick Lamar effect. People like when I win, I got to kill you. That's where we are now. If I beat you, I got to totally beat you. I got to destroy your will. I got to destroy your reputation. I got to disrespect you in your home. I just got to totally kill you now when I win. What's your thoughts about this flag planting and should it be banned?
So
You like that example? Look at it. It got to him, y'all.
let me say this. Well, no, let me say this. You're looking at it from being the home team. Let me
Yeah, it's
let me
disrespectful.
let me look at it from being the visiting team. If you don't want me to plant my flag, beat me. beat me.
That doesn't
Listen,
that does not give you the
I
right to plant your flag just
why
because you
doesn't it?
beat me in my
To the
home.
winner goes the
Yes,
spoils.
you've won the game.
And so you want me to
That's the
so
spoil.
I should be humble and walk away because if you win the game and you're at home, your fans, everybody, y'all gonna be
Yeah.
like, get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah,
No,
pretty
no.
much. To
When
me, I think the civility out of it on both sides is gone. You win, let's just, hey, good game. You want to yap on social media, great. But
I
I
so
think there is this.
I draw the line at
mm, there's no line right now. The line is
there's no
totally
line right
gone.
now. I will agree with that. So
Yeah.
I draw the line at things like um if I'm going right up to you or your coach and yelling and screaming in your face. I draw the line at physical confrontation. I don't draw the line at if I win, I get to do some shit. Now, property destruction and all that, notwithstanding, we take all that out. But if I just take my flag and plant it in your field, hey, and let's go to the Michigan Ohio State game. Ohio State should have beaten Michigan. There should never even been. So Michigan's so excited. They deserve to plant that flag. Now, do they deserve the physical confrontation and all of that? You know,
Yes.
you get and I will give you that. So if I am saying to you, you should expect me to go over the top and throw that, then I have to understand that you may come with some physical confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I get it. But again, if you don't want me to plant my flag, beat me. I'm one of them. I don't care about that running up the score, rules of the game and all. Nah, ain't no rules if I win. It ain't no rules if I win. Well, again, I do draw the line at physical confrontation and property destruction, things like
Yeah.
that. But if I want to plant the flag, hey,
Imagine if this happened in professional sports. Now this is just college.
well,
Imagine
well,
if
T.O.
it's a
T.O. on the Dallas Star,
and what did they
and
do?
they got the fighting
And
on
they
it.
got to fight. And so to me, if you bold enough to plant your flag on my field because your team beat me, be ready to fight then.
I'll take that.
Be ready to swing.
But is there so are you
But
saying
I'm
there's a
sure the
such
sponsors
thing
are not going to want that. The
there's a
universities
such
are not
thing
going to
as a
want that.
sore winner? Because if you're gonna fight me for winning because I'm
It's
celebrating
not fight
you,
to me. It's not fighting for winning at that point. We're fighting because you're being disrespectful. You're not being a sportsman in your win.
am I being disrespectful?
Yes,
Or
yes,
were
that's
you
Calvin.
or
That's
or
disrespectful,
were you being disrespectful because you lost at home?
Calvin. That's disrespectful. If
It's
I win,
disrespectful.
it's
But you deserve the
disrespectful.
disrespect because you lost.
No,
I
you
just
don't. No, you
I
don't.
don't
No,
I'm
you
not
don't.
I'm not
Just
a
because you lost, you don't mean you deserve the disrespect.
I'm not a all right. So let me put it like this, because I qualified all by saying I'm not into the physical confrontation or the property damage. So let me qualify it by saying I have no problem with any organized chaos. If it's
Mm-hmm.
organized chaos, you know, then I'm for it. Like I don't like how they take the belt to the when they
Right.
hand in line. I don't like that. That's you know what I mean. But if my kids win the game on your field and they want to run through the field with our chant,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
with
cool.
that.
I'm
You know
cool
what I
with
mean?
that.
I'm with any
I'm
of
cool
the
with that.
organized type
Yeah.
chaos that's not physical towards you
Right.
or it doesn't destroy your property. And that's why I don't have a problem with planting the flag. I don't have a problem with
I'm
it.
okay with
I don't
that,
have
but
an issue with it.
I believe we just gone too far. We got basketball hoops on the side when people getting interceptions. Now you get a dunk. You get to sit in a turnover chair. They got a throne on the sideline. You got a turnover belt. We've gone. You got an interception. Great. Go get on the sideline. Sit down, drink some Gatorade. Get ready for the next series. We didn't turn this thing into a whole production of embarrassment, and it's unnecessary.
I can see Garland in the bar watching the baseball game. Tuck your shirt in. Turn your hat around.
No, I'm
Turn
not
your
that
hat
guy.
around.
Hey,
Tuck your shirt
tuck
in.
your shirt in. We don't play with our jerseys out around here.
Yeah, see, I don't have a
We
problem
play
with
the right way, Calvin.
I don't see, and I don't have a problem with those kinds of things.
I think it's
I just
it,
don't have a problem with it. It just
you
doesn't
know
bother.
what? As we said about this last year, we talked about the crowd running on the field. We talked about the
I
storming
do
the
have an
field.
issue with that.
Yeah, and we talked about that. You know, that's an issue as well, and it's continuing. Storming the court, storming the
I do
field.
have an issue with those
I
two.
saw a
Yes.
clip when Miami lost to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech students stormed the field. One of the offensive linemen from Miami was running off, and he purposely ran into him, knocked him right out. And so it's going to take someone getting hurt. And I think this flag planting is going to have to take a all out brawl. And you know what's going to happen? It's going to be black players. It's going to take some swinging. Let's take off our helmets. Let's start hitting people in the face. And then it's going to be a national disgrace.
Yeah.
That's when it'll stop.
And I get that, I get that, and you're right. We did talk about the crowd storming, and I
Mm-hmm.
have an issue with that. And I think we talked about this last year when we brought it up. I don't like the crowds coming in, especially when the other team is still on the field,
Yeah.
because the other team can go after the crowd, or the crowd as a mob can go after the other team. I've never thought that was safe. When I was little and used to watch that, I've
Yeah.
never thought that was safe. So I do have
Imagine
an
if
issue
they
with that.
still allow that in the pros. Like, you know, we've seen like the clips from the 50s and the 60s of
Mhm,
people running on the field, like the World Series last out, and
mhm.
you know, they're grabbing the players' hats and running off and stuff like that. Um, Man, imagine if that was happening today in professional sports. Oh my God, the liability of that
Exactly.
would be crazy. And so that's why I'm just dismayed at the college level, because I'm wondering where's the liability in that. That all right, so you beat all right Clemson, they beat Kentucky the other night, or I think it was Kentucky. They beat Kentucky the other night, and they stormed the court. Like, this is a game in December 3rd. This is not a championship game. Why are you storming the court on in a December game?
So I'll go back to last week. A lot of that was rivalry week. It's the
Yeah, I
rivalry
know it's
that
rivalry
they
week.
built up.
People fired up.
If you're an underdog, if you're an underdog by a lot, and you beat a ranked team or a team that should destroy you, I get it. I understand. I understand. Um, so it's hard to regulate it out. I mean, the way they build up and advertise these games, when kids win, they feel this sense of accomplishment, and it may not be for a championship or anything, but that December game to them probably is their championship game. It's That's something that they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. They're going to be like, yeah, that time we played Kentucky and they were the, I don't know, the number 10 team in the nation,
Right.
and we went off on them. Or one of their players goes on to be a Hall of Famer. Yeah, I played them in college, and be, they're going to remember that for the rest of their
Sure.
lives. So I get it. I get that.
Okay.
I get it.
Hey man, the NBA, they're proposing a new format for their All-Star game. They've been struggling the last couple years with this game and what to do about it. And you know, we've kind of talked about these All-Star games. I was calling them Battle of the Network Stars, you know, because any and everybody can make these All-Star teams and they're not competitive at all. But the NBA is proposing a new 14 tournament style format for the 2025 All-Star game next year. There would be four all-star teams of 8 players each that would take part in a all-star game tournament. There would be two semifinal games played up to 40 points, with the winners advancing to the final match, which would go up to 25 points. The first of its kind event is expected to serve as a quick burst competition that resembles pickup games, where the winners move to the championship round and single elimination play. So basically, they're saying like if we went up to CC Jackson Rec and I had my five, I'd be like, we got who got next?
Hmm.
We got next. And when y'all run and y'all argue, once y'all get the point game and the point game take an hour, then you know we get on, we ready to run against y'all. Well, what do you think about this format, man? They really grasping at straws.
So basketball and football, the issue with their all-star games is that These players are physical and they risk getting hurt, which costing them millions of dollars. We saw with the in-house tournament last year, the motivating factor was number one, these games count towards your record, and number two, you're going to win $500,000 if your team wins this. If the All-Star game isn't incentivizing them with money, I don't know if even this is going to work. Of course, you're going to have your players here and there that's going to want to, play hard and win, but you're also going to have your owners and your coaches cringing at anybody that falls on. Can you imagine LeBron out there playing and he falls down or he comes up limping? You know what I mean? Jokic
Yeah.
falls down, comes up limping. Like it's, I don't know if I'm willing to watch and see. I know they're trying everything, so I'm not faulting them for that. But what incentivizes them? Like, is it really going to make a difference? Because the All-Star game is not a problem to get the stars there. The issue is the quality of play
Right.
and why they're playing. So
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, and they can't get rid of it because it's so sponsored heavy. This is what the sponsors. I mean, it's
it's a
it's
huge
it's
weekend.
a huge weekend. I mean, now that TNT's lost it, it's going to be on ESPN or NBC, and so you have these corporate sponsors paying billions of dollars to broadcast this, to have that whole weekend, the commerce for the cities that are awarded the All-Star
Mhm.
games. Yeah, so I'm with you. I'm willing to see what happens with it. It does sound kind of hokey, but they've got to do something to garner some interest. And if you're making appointment TV to watch an All Star game anyway, you need to have your head checked. Because no one's trying in these games. I remember when I was a little kid, I was a big baseball fan, and so yeah, I wanted to see my team. I wanted to see the guys from the Orioles in the All Star game. But I mean, after a
Baseball
while,
All Star is still pretty good though. Baseball All Star games are still pretty good.
he's a baseball guy. That's why he's
They
saying
they
that.
are, man. They are. The home run derby is still pretty good. Like
Home
they
run
still
derby, huh? Home run derby's good.
it's baseball All Star weekend is still pretty good, but it doesn't have the pull of basketball All Star. Nothing has the pull of basketball All Star
Right.
weekend.
Right. As a matter of fact, talking about baseball, 2 weeks ago, Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred shared on a podcast that the owners are considering approving a new proposal that could shape how games are played. It's known or is being called the Golden at Bat Rule. And so the Golden at Bat Rule would give a team the opportunity to send its best hitter to the plate even when it's not that player's turn at bat. So, like a scenario that I've seen is say, like it's the bottom of the ninth and you're behind by a run or two, and you have a couple runners on base, and you have this golden bat rule where you can say you're the Yankees and you say, hey, let's put up Juan Soto to come up and bat, even though it's not his turn to bat. You can use this one golden bat to put up whoever you want to put up to hit. And so, so the details of how this is going to be used has not been finalized yet. But do you think this is a good idea?
I just so I'm not a baseball purist. There are some people that are
Mm-hmm.
baseball purists. They don't like the fact that the National League and American League are all playing all each other every
Right.
season now. They didn't even like it when they did the beginning of the end of the league. So they're baseball purists. So I'm not a baseball purist. But literally, are you kidding me? What kind of 2025 the show or Madden baseball is going on here? Like,
Right.
nah,
I
man.
mean, we already got this. I don't like the extra inning starting with the man on second thing. That
That's softball
already,
rules. That's
yeah,
softball
that's
rules.
softball rules. That's
That
already
is
burning
softball.
my bottom on that one. I don't like that rule. And now you're gonna have so you could just if it's the bottom of the ninth where you got to use it by the ninth inning. If you're behind by a run, you telling me you could just go ahead and put Justice up, or you could put Otani up, and it's not their bat.
And then the money skyrockets even more
Oh my
because now
God!
if I'm
Imagine
the
that
guy,
money. Whew.
if I'm the guy that's going to be the golden bat guy, then
You're
you're
gonna
going to
put
have to
that in your
start paying me
contract.
more. And if I'm the guy that's not the golden bat guy, does that mean you can pay me less? like I'm not as important. Like it just
And
come
how would that swing the batting odds? That you can pull this golden bat thing out
on.
at the last minute. You know, you got
And
a batter that's coming up that's batting 211. You could take out Jorge Mateo and put in Gunnar Henderson to hit.
And
That's
for a guy
crazy.
like Brandon Hyde, what if I just brought in my reliever? You telling me my reliever has to face at least three batters.
Right.
So what if your golden bat is the second batter? So now I can't switch a pitcher to match up with him? Like
Yeah, it's
it's
crazy.
it's kind of, I mean, I'm sure they'll work all that out, but I just find it nah, I'm not.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love the pitch clock. It speed up the game. It's great. I'm not a fan of this the runner on second to start the extra innings. You know, that's a little bit too much, but okay. But yeah, a golden bat that where you could just pull anybody up out. Say if they made the out the last inning, can they come right back the next inning and bat? It's yeah. They just leave that as an idea.
Is the bat
But
going to be gold?
right. That's what I thought at
Do they
first.
got to wear a
Like,
special helmet,
right.
a gold helmet to let you know that I'm him? Ain't that what they say, man?
Right.
I'm
I'm
him.
Himothy. So my guess is if they do it, they're gonna try it out in the minors first and see how it
Of
works in
course,
the
of
minor. Because
course.
I think that's what they did with the pitch clock. They did
Yeah.
the pitch clock in the minors first, and so we'll see what happens. As a matter of fact, Calvin's got a top 10. Since we're talking about these two kind of hokey
Yeah,
ideas, one for
man.
the All Star game and one for Major League Baseball. What's your top 10 about,
I
Calvin?
got a top 10. I wrote down some of the craziest kids rules that we had in sports growing up. I
Oh my
mean, if you
God,
want to do a
yes.
golden bat rule, that's definitely a kids rule.
I
So,
already got one of the shot in my head.
all right, which one you got? I may have one.
Tie goes to the runner.
You know, I thought that was a real rule, and it is actually not a real
It's
rule.
not a real rule.
You are real. That's a good one. That's a
Tie
good one.
goes to the runner.
What about all time? We got an all time pitcher and an
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
all time quarterback. That usually is we playing 2-on-2 or 3-on-3, and we got the odd man out.
Right.
You the all time quarterback.
Yeah, yeah. Out quarterback for both teams.
All right, I got another one. What have you ever gone to somebody's neighborhood and played baseball or something, and you hit a ball and it go and hit the top of somebody's building, and you be
It's a
like, home run?
double.
They be like, no, that's just a double, or
That's
it's
a
an out,
double.
and you be like, what the fuck are you talking about? How's that? I hit
Right.
that all the way over.
Anything hit on this side of the fence is a double. Like, yo, y'all got different rules for baseball around here?
Yo,
Oh,
I
I
used
got
to
one. How
hit.
about this? If you ain't got enough people and someone can't play the first base, if it hit, it's go back to the pitcher on one bounce, then the person's out.
Wait, we used to do that. We would play. You ain't got to throw it all the way to first. You can throw it to the pitcher, and he'll be out. If you on
Yes,
shortstop,
yes,
you throw it to the pitcher.
yes. Y'all
And
go
we,
to the pitcher.
as kids, we used to do this shit and ain't even bat an eye about it. So I don't know if y'all had this. So everybody used a milk crate or something, and you put it on the telephone pole.
Mm-hmm.
So they used to tear ours down off the telephone pole, but they
Ours
wouldn't
as
tear it
well.
all the way down. So it might be like a piece of crate there or a piece of
And you shoot that.
bike wheel there. So if you hit that, you play basketball and just hit that, and
Yeah.
that counted as points.
Yo, we had the hoop up there like, yo, oh, yo, that went in. Ain't no hoop up there.
Hold on. Oh, I got another one. So one time, I came outside and had like some cookies and shit. And was like, yo, let me get a cookie. I was like, no. It's like, yo, but if I beat you in the race, can I get some of your cookies? Nigga, how you gonna play for my cookies? And I used to race him for my cookies and shit too.
How you racing somebody for your own cookies?
Because I was a kid, yo. I ain't know no better.
How about the one that knocked the thing off the shoulder? That was a rule. First to knock the thing off the shoulder.
You tried to fight. Well, so we had derogatory names for it, but everybody played. I'll just call it every man for itself football. You throw
Yeah,
that
yeah,
ball in
yeah,
the
yeah.
air,
we're being appropriate. Yes, we had a derogatory name for it too.
You throw that mug in the air, you got to run side to side, every man for itself. Oh, okay, I got a good one. So if we were playing baseball and we had like a little young boy with us, let's say, we were all like, and we call him young, but we all like 8 or 9, and he
Mm-hmm.
like maybe 4 or 5, he'd be able to get 5 strikes. No, yo, he get 5 strikes, yo. He little, yo.
Right,
He little boy, yo.
right,
You can't let, so he can't get 5 strikes, yo.
right. He get extra strikes. Now, did y'all play speedball in your neighborhood? We call the
Um,
speedball a wall ball.
you
You
put
put a
something
square on the
behind it.
ball,
Yeah,
square on the
yeah.
wall, and
You
usually
hit
you have an Indian rubber ball or a rubber ball that you. Now, if you got the ball on one bounce, it was an out. So if the person hit it and you were able to run and get it off of one bounce, that's an out.
Hey man, I got one more, and I had to save this for last. And this one, every neighborhood did, and it had to be some slow motherfucker to start with the head start. Yo, I get a head start,
Yeah.
yo. Yo,
Usually the little boys got a head
12.
start
I'm
too.
about to say I'm 12, he 15, yo. I get a head start, yo. We're slow.
Like, yo, give him a head start.
And then you meet the young boy that be like, I don't need no head start, and he would beat you anyway.
Be dusting you, running up that alley.
That's the golden at bat rule. That's how I felt. I
Yeah,
felt
we
like kind of childish ass
we
shit.
had a rule for touch football in our alley. If the football hit the telephone lines, it was
Uh,
a do-over. So if it was a pass and it hit the telephone lines, we had to do that play over again.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute, we had we had do overs too, and I can't remember why. I just remember one day I was mad as shit. I was like, "No, you don't get to do that over." Oh, and when you the all-time quarterback, you can't run for a
Right.
touchdown. And they used to try to run. We like, yo, you can't do that. You the all-time
No.
quarterback.
You count that one Mississippi, two Mississippi off. If you'll get that thing off by 5 Mississippi, it's a
I
sack.
forgot the one Mississippi, two Mississippi.
Uh-huh. Daggone right. Shoot.
They the only ones I had, man.
Yeah, man, that was good, man. Yeah. These rules. So, hey, y'all, it ain't new. We was making up rules for our stuff back in the day. Oh, God. That brings us to a favorite part of the show that everybody loves. Come on, yo. And so, I know my come on, yo. It might be like Calvin's come on, yo, too. Um, Come on, America. Get over Joe Biden pardoning his son. Stop, y'all. If your baby, little Leroy, little Shaquan, little Tanika and them was about to go to the big house, do some years, and you had the power to stop it, would you not use it? Yeah, you would use it. See, the thing that yes, I'm sorry. The thing that white people are mad about is that, well, he lied. I mean, I would do it. I understand it's his son, but he said that he wouldn't use these. The man had to change of heart. He had to say it because it was election time. I mean, Trump, he just doing it. So it's okay that Trump go ahead and just pardon Jared Kushner, daddy, who broke the law. He freed his son-in-law's dad. Oh, but it's okay because he said he was going to do it. He never said that he wasn't going to do it. But Biden, he had to change of heart. He had a holiday with his son Hunter, and he looked at him and was like, "Look, they forced me out of here because Kamala. They didn't want me up in here because I was old. They pushed me out. I'm gonna show these Negroes with my ass on the way out. Son, you're free." And that's what he did. Joe said, "I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm gonna be out of here in a couple weeks. And he went to Africa. That's real ball. You know, he was like, "All right, you free." And I was like, "We want to." He in Angola. Go talk to him over there. He getting off the plane. Look, he can't hear all them drums. Biden can't hear them. Biden can't hear them. He on his way to the Harambe dance. So no, yeah, come on, yo. It's okay. I mean, every white person has abused this power. I mean, they let Richard Nixon go. And Richard Nixon, I was a little boy then, and Calvin probably was younger. This is 1973. And so I was 6. And yeah, and so Richard Nixon broke every law, and he was above the law as president. He had to resign. He had to resign before they impeached him. And you know what Gerald Ford did the next day? He gave him a full pardon. He gave him a full pardon. Okay, so stop with all the sanctimonium of, oh, he lied. It's his son, y'all. And he has the power. He has the right to do it. And trust me, Trump is going to do it. Some of these J6 people, they call it J6, January 6 people that was in the insurrection, he about to pardon them. Some of his people that's in trouble, he's going to be pardoning. So get over it. Come on, yo.
And that's my come on, yo. So let me just keep it going. Let me keep it going. And talking about Kushner, not only did he pardon his father, but then he made him ambassador to France.
Right.
So Joe ain't do that. Now imagine you, Joe Biden. You're the president, and your son look at you and be like, Dad, what the fuck? You just gonna let me go to jail?
Right. Dad. I mean, Dad, you really get ready to let me go to federal prison?
Joe probably looking at you like, Joe, you are not letting our son go to jail. Like, he got to answer to the family. Fuck y'all. He got to answer to the family.
Right.
Come on.
And that's not even his birth mother, because Hunter's mother died in a car accident. Right. And so, yeah, this is stepmom. Joe, you about to let your son go to federal prison?
Really? Not only go to federal prison, but go to federal prison under a president who's vowed to continue to look,
who can bring up more charges.
Exactly.
You about to let your son go?
Fuck that.
No.
Fuck
so
that.
Sorry, Democrats. Get over yourselves. Republicans, y'all know the deal. So.
And like I said, because I brought this up on social media also, and like I said, the rules for decorum and governance has been forever changed.
Oh, that's gone out the window.
You all have voted in for a second time someone who doesn't play by any rules. So why in the hell does Joe Biden, who's going out as president, who's not going to run for anything else, why should he have to play by the rules? If I'm Joe, I'm pardoning everybody before I get out that motherfucker.
This just supports what Trump said. You know that the government is too personalized. And did you not think that we didn't know this? Did you not think that people are buying pardons? We know this.
Every president in history has spent his last few months pardoning people, whether it is for political gain, whether it's for monetary gain. They have spent the last even your boy Obama, even Barack Obama. So
don't talk to me about Barry.
Even Barack Obama has. Every single president has.
Yeah.
So this is nothing new. The thing that's new is that you all want to say that Joe Biden lied, because Donald Trump has lied about everything, but this lie that Joe Biden told. And so what? You know what the lie was? The lie wasn't that he said he wasn't going to free him. The lie was that he let him get convicted. He knew he wasn't going to let his son go to jail.
So he was hoping imagine if he had said at the beginning, like, look, I don't care what happens. If he gets convicted, I'm going to pardon him. If he had said that, y'all would have lost your mind.
Exactly. Lost your fucking mind. So he's above the law. Let's not forget that now that Trump is president-elect, a lot of his convictions have been overturned. He's not going to be sentenced like he's supposed to be sentenced.
Right.
But y'all mad at Joe for freeing his son. It's his son.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And so yeah, come on, yo, get it.
Come on
And
now.
don't talk to me about Barry. Now I will say this: if it was a black person, Barry ain't gonna set him free because he don't like black people.
So wrong. You so wrong. See, we were having such a good time, man.
Barry Obama don't like black people.
I'm not going. I'm not going to go
Oh, I'm
there.
sorry, he don't like black men.
I'm not going to go
He don't like Pookie in them. He likes some black men, but he don't like Pookie in them.
Well, now
So
they
if
got
if Pookie and them got them drug charges and they asking for a pardon, because your boy Nick Mosby, he just asked for a pardon for
for his wife, his
for old
ex-wife.
girl.
Yeah, his
Y-
ex-wife.
If that was Barry, Barry ain't gonna free her. No,
She needs a
Barry,
pardon. They all need a pardon. I mean, just
Maryland, yeah, Maryland, you do because you. Never mind, I ain't gonna say nothing because you got friends on here, Calvin. I know you more connected to City Hall than all them people than I am. So I know I don't want to mess up nothing.
I know. I know the Mosbys.
I'm not saying nothing.
I know the Mosbys.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, I wish Nick the best in the private sector. And Marilyn, she didn't move on. I didn't seen the IG. She got a new man and she doing her thing.
Ben
So,
Ben Ben Ben
mm,
had a new man.
yeah, and Nick had his too. So
Anyway, so hey man, another good podcast. Another good podcast we
yeah.
got down in the books. This will,
Were
if
you
you,
at the inauguration party last night?
I was not. I was not. I
I was
and
surprised you was not CLC.
didn't even know about it. Didn't
What?
even know about it. Didn't had no clue about it. If I did know about it, it completely went over my head. Didn't
I
know about
knew. I can already say I thought Downtown Partnership had something to do with it. I thought you was down. I know you don't work for Downtown Partnership, but you know
it.
what I
Yeah,
mean.
but
Live Baltimore, all y'all people's down there. I thought you
I'm
would be down
sure
there.
that Al probably
Big
went
Al was
and got
there.
invited. Yeah, I'm sure that now
Shalonda, all of them. They
we
was
had
there.
Shalonda was definitely there. I saw
hmm
pictures of her there.
Yeah.
Now this coming weekend starts the holiday party run that I'll
Yeah.
be
You'll
going
be
to. Yeah, I'll be
drinking craft beers and
yeah, just
nibbling on finger foods.
yeah. This Saturday we got the philanthropic party down at the Pendry. It's my
Yeah.
third year
Oh,
going, and
at the Pendry.
I
Hey,
got to.
if you don't know where the Pendry is, people, that's the Kevin Plank specialty whiskey area.
Used to be the firehouse for homicide. It's now
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
premier hotel for
Yes, down in Fells, he turned it into $1,000 a night hotel,
premier
and
hotel. Yeah.
yeah, Cal.
So we'll be down there this
Mm-hmm.
weekend, hobnobbing, acting like we real
Mm-hmm.
important.
Him and
Uh,
Katina.
just
Katina
chill.
too. She part of the new black wave. Both of y'all.
We are not part of the new black
Club
wave.
level Katina and club level Cal.
Trust and believe we are not part of the new black wave.
The
I just
CLCs.
know a couple people. The club
Mm-hmm.
level coats is we the club level.
Mm-hmm. The club level coats. Mhm. Cal, we're gonna comp you a room at the Pendry.
We're not getting a room at the Pendry.
They gonna comp you.
We're not getting a room at the. I mean, I could call. Their
see,
former
see,
GM and
see,
ask him. He's actually not even their GM anymore. They moved him up the ladder. He's in
see,
the executive level now. So I
see,
could
see.
call him up, man.
Mm-hmm.
I might get a discount. I wouldn't get a comp room, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. See.
Anyway,
CLC.
man, let me hit this. Let me hit this outro. Make sure you
I'll
listen.
be
We
at the
are
Comfort Inn.
live on YouTube right now. Over on all the podcast platforms, and if you have Spotify, you can see our beautiful mug.
Okay, we getting the Pendry. I just be standing outside, be like, wow. You have been listening to
He
gonna get comped the
B.I.G.
room.
show.
This
This show was produced and written by
Sorry.
Calvin Coates and
Garland
Garland
be
Thomas.
either that
for all
or some
things Black
Sagamore
Productions.
whiskey.
Follow
Gonna
us
get
on
one or
all
the
of
other.
your podcast media platforms.
We do have a holiday party we need to go to for Sagamore, the whiskey place. But anyway, let's hey man, God, now holla at you, man.
Peace.